Forgive me for that yawn. Hi. Hi, I'm Sailor Moon Serena. And I'm Sailor Mercury Amy here. And today, well, we're going to talk about this one thing that we always talked about here. So, alright. I know we probably talked about this a lot, but because it's one of those ongoing things. Alright, so, alright. So when it comes to the English offshoot of Sailor Moon, Dic, Cloverway, Pioneer, well, actually more like Pathseeker, I guess. So, and Viz, you got folks who are Sailor Moon followers, but they spend most of their time bitching about the English offshoot. And I'm not talking about the one that Viz did, the one that these folks love and onlook. I'm talking about the Dic and the Cloverway one. The one that they shit over. You know, the ones that they uh, don't like. And, now keep in mind that a lot of these folks now that bitch about it and don't like it, and I guess they have their right to their thought and belief. These are folks that if it wasn't for Dic or Cloverway Sailor Moon, they wouldn't know what Sailor Moon was. Now a lot of these folks saw it back in between 95 YL, like a lot of us did. If you were in the settled land, you got to see it 1 month. You saw it in August. If you were in the Wanted Reichs, and you saw it in September, so 1 month before the other. Now, was it flawless? No, but then nothing in this world is flawless. But from how say at the time and what they had to work with and all the shifts that Dic had to do, and even later on Cloverway to some point, it wasn't that bad. The things that these folks bitch about or whine or nag about, sadly, they happen to be things, like the show playing, the speaking, the show players who spoke us. They either don't like them and they bitch about that, which I don't understand, but that's what they do. They say, oh, the show players don't fit the South Hoods or whatever. I don't know what they were looking for, what they wanted to hear. I don't even think they even know what they wanted. But that's what they bitch about. Or then they're talking about the cleaning and the shifting that happened, Yeah, you're right, Sailor Moon. They bitch about the cleaning and the shifting going on at the time. It's not like how it is now where Dic had the whole, where, Viz had the whole thing. Well, back then, there were oversight that Dic had to follow when it came to live drawing films from other lands. And so yes, Dic did have to shift names for borrowed names that folks speaking English would understand. They did have to do a lot of cleaning and shifting around, of things that happen in the followings, like, But at the end of the day, the cleaning and the shifting is not a big deal. But they make a big deal out of it. And they also, bitch about strike names being shifted, stead names being shifted, it's just whatever. I mean, at the end of the day, there really isn't. At the end of the day, there's really no grounds for this, but they bitch about that. All you want to know what also they bitch about, which you would think was funny, which is funny. They bitch about it being in English. You know, the speech that these folks speak, you know, but they bitch about it being in out. Yeah, you're right, Sailor Mercury. You're right about that. And another thing they keep on hiding behind is they keep on saying, "Oh, well, it's not what Nako Takaguchi wanted. It's not what she wanted." Well, first off, when Dic got the right to do the first two followings of Sailor Moon, and this also had been the same thing for Cloverway, um, the deal was that Dic and Cloverway could make shifts to it. They could have some freedoms to, shift stuff out and shift stuff in, and that included shifting of the names, and that included strike and stead names being shifted, and that included some stuff that may have been all right for other folks in other worlds to see, but wasn't all right for the English speaking worlds. Um, yeah, they did have a lot of freedom. I don't know how much, but then again, I don't know the deal that Dic had or the deal that Cloverway had, but I understand they had the right to do some stuff to it. Um, and at the end of the day, Nako Takaguchi and Toei, as long as Dic and Cloverway didn't actually do anything that would have that that didn't that they weren't that they as long as Dic and Cloverway didn't do anything that wasn't written out in a deal, then I don't see then these folks don't really got a leg to stand on. And at the end of the day, um, Dic did do everything right. They did do the two followings. Cloverway did do the two other followings, and Pioneer got the right to do the films. And neither of them did anything that wasn't supposed to have been done. So hiding behind that. Um, yeah. And then they would make up things like, oh, Nako Takaguchi didn't like the English one. She didn't like the Dic and Cloverway. Well, there was no truth to that either. That was another one that the Sailor Moon English offshoot haters made up a long time ago. The only thing that Nako Takaguchi had a hang up with was with Sailor Stars. The last following that Dic and Cloverway never worked with. Or no one worked with until Viz got it to work with it years later. But that's a whole other thing in itself. As far as the English work went, Nako Takaguchi and Toei were alright with it. Because Dic and Cloverway were following the oversight and the deal that they worked out for them to work with the show. Now, you folks out there that hate the English work, you hate the Dic offshoot, the Cloverway offshoot, and also the Pioneer, or whatever you want to say it, the Path Seeker offshoot. If it wasn't for those three things, wasn't for that, you wouldn't even be bitching about Sailor Moon. If Dic didn't take the time to if Dic didn't work on Sailor Moon, there would have been no Sailor Moon. You would not been bitching about it. Alright? See, in my mind, you can say that the Viz one is good and everything, but at the end of the day, if it wasn't for Dic and Cloverway having Sailor Moon out there first, there would have been no need for Viz to have done a English offshoot of themselves. So you folks bitch all you want about my English offshoot, the Dic one, the Cloverway one. You bitch about it all you want. You say how it's bad, but in my eyes, I still like it. Yeah, that's right. Me too. You're right, Sailor Moon. At the end of the day, you can say whatever you want. You can have your scathing of the English offshoot if you want to. That's your own business. But we liked it. You know, we watched it many times. And all the things that you bitched about, it's no big deal. You behaved like Sailor Moon was the only show, the only live drawing show from another land to get worked. Oh, never Speed Racer? Yeah, never him? Well, he also got worked too. Alright, he got cleaned in and shifted a bit. Oh, never Voltron? Well, Voltron wasn't even its true name. It was Tiger, it was Lion Robot Force, whatever it was. And they did a lot of cleaning on that show. So at the end of the day, my show getting cleaned and shifted a bit is no big deal because my show wasn't the first show to get it done. Hell no, many other shows got it. You know, it is what it is. I'm Sailor Moon, I'm Sailor Mercury. Hope you like this film.